Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. There's something about that little sting of yours when it comes, I mean, it's really just, it's so serious. There's a seriousness about it that says you're about to deliver something really, really important about movies. And it says movie talk.
No pressure. I feel like I should say, my fellow South Africans.
Yes, no, it does sound like you're about to say, fellow South Africans. After careful consideration. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Movie. This one, I mean, it's very topical at the moment. Everyone is going on about The Woman King.
Yeah, and from different angles, of course. There are a lot of people excited. There are a lot of people with sense of trepidation because we're, you know, talking about Africa's history. Good grief, before the cameras were rolling, you and I were getting into a heated discussion.
Yes, I mean, you're sweating from it.
Good grief, do I look shiny? I'm usually ashy. However, let's tell you what, show you a little bit of a featurette of The Woman King. Let the horse's mouth speak for itself. Here it is. It would be Viola Davis and the rest of the team talking about getting ripped enough for starring in this movie coming out today.
My body went through hell.
Oh, the training.
It's been a lot. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to survive this process.
People think training's going to be you just getting a little bit strong to do a bit of stunts. But for this...
3 hours with martial arts a day.
We had weapons training.
Everything from sword play, spears, machetes, a lot of punching. An hour and a half of weights, sprinting.
Gina, the director, joined us, and that helped bond us. She's transformed our bodies, she's transformed our minds as well.
I mean, I feel like a badass.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Emphatic, yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
We were taking stances while they were saying that.
No, we really
took up a hero pose.
Well, you can't help but do it, right? I saw a lot of the BTS showcasing what these ladies all had to be put through in stunt preparation. I think it's quite incredible.
Yeah, and great, you know, like once in a while we can see that an actor didn't just go, cool, picked up my check, gone, let the stunt person do it. But even Viola Davis, you know, embedded herself fully in this. Tell you what, let me give you a groundwork of what the story is, and it is based on the true story of a tribe, a kingdom rather, in Africa, who had these famous Amazon warrior women, as they refer to. In fact, the only in modern history sense of, John Boyega as well, Tusombedu, of course. And I don't say that lightly because she stands her ground amongst these giants. However, talking again about the tribe, they are in constant battle with their neighbors because they've basically been gamed into a prisoner's dilemma by European slave traders to say, for example, they'd go to Tabiso and they go, hey, Tabiso, how about you go to JP's camp and you steal slaves from him? Otherwise, we'll go to JP's camp and you know, tell him to steal slaves from you. So they were pitted head to head in exchange for guns, etc., etc.
Will you win?
Exactly, and so this is like some of the complexity, which unfortunately doesn't come through in the story. There are lots of layers that they do try to tell. There's a young love story coming on, of course, Tusombedu. She is left at the grounds of this warrior women who are equivalent to, say, samurai, who are equivalent to, say, Spartans. Remember the 300, that type of thing. Really did exist. Even into the 1970s, when the last 50 of these women died. They're called the Mino or the Agojie, is what the warrior class of women were. From a young age all the way to old age, they wouldn't marry. It would be 24/7 training for battle. And like I said, they were in the sort of ethical bind of it's either us or them. Do we enslave our neighbors, or do we get
It's quite incredible to see that be expressed in a movie like this, because very often when we watch a movie like this be told, you see the men in the forefront of fighting. We hardly ever see women be showcased and highlighted for the role they actually played in a lot of the fighting.
Exactly, that's the important thing, is the role they played, because in absolute reality, it was a French general who in 1894, after the French finally defeated this empire, said that these were some of the bravest warriors he ever faced, these women.
I love just seeing, I think, the South African talent that's shining here. I mean, yes, the story is beautiful, but to see that South African actors are stepping into that space and holding their own is incredible.
Fearlessly standing their ground next to gigantic actresses like Viola Davis.
I mean, Tusombedu, I mean, there she is on your screen right now. She is absolutely incredible, a young talent who really has just shot up to absolute stardom in that way. She's done so well.
Truly go appreciate her in this.
We know that Stephen Gessi is in it as well. He's a smaller role, but he's in it as well.
Yes,
that's something to celebrate.
He's a pivotal role too. However, I think that the show stealer for this, even though you got Viola Davis, who's one of the greatest we've ever had, is Lashana Lynch, who manages to play. She's obviously also a badass, but she manages to play like a funny actor as well, with a bit of trauma under the surface. So she hides the
light
trauma
and shade.
with the light and the shade, and she really, I think, steals the show. John Boyega.
John Boyega.
I wish I knew the Fon accent a bit better. I wish I knew the Benin accent a bit better, but it sounds like he hits these on point. He sounds like such a natural actor. However, I must wrap real quick to say what my misgivings are with
I'm
this.
going to need you to tell us that and then give us some popcorns afterwards. Yes, let's hear that first.
So my main issue is this is the first time at a wider audience that a story of pre-colonial Africa is being told by Hollywood. And so you need to do this very carefully. It plays a bit fast and loose, taking poetic license with our history, but this is a story that is persistent. Colonialism is still a blight on West Africa today. So we need to tell the story with fidelity.
Yes. Well, you've got another up sound for it. Another video.
That's our
for
technical
us,
term.
up sound. Another video.
A featurette that we
Let's check
have,
this
a
out.
little shorter one from The Woman King coming out today.
Working with these young women means absolutely everything to me.
We were family immediately.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, now my sister.
Filming in South Africa,
All in the trenches together.
The energy of the land is in the film and in all of us.
this was by far the most we'd ever had to push ourselves physically.
Blood, sweat, and tears never rang so true.
Our scars are our pride.
We formed a really strong bond.
It was a dream experience.
Oh, and I hear that is a Beyonce song, that My Power song. That's the.
Is that all that counts for you?
No, not all that counts. The other stuff that counts is the popcorns you're gonna give this movie.
JP is too much of a stick in the mud. I think I had too much peanut butter this morning. However, 7 out of 10 is really strong for an action movie.
7
like I
out
said,
of
though,
10.
I mean, surely there are other critics out there saying it's knocking it out the park. For JP, it's really the history that counts, especially since this history is perpetual and persistent, even in today in Africa, all over the place. Colonization persists, and we need to really have a serious conversation about it, not just a Fantasyland movie.
Yes, okay, so we are going to go out and watch that movie. Let's go support the movie. Let me know what you thought of it so far, just seeing all of that BTS stuff. But as it comes out, go and check it out. And let us know. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Okay, thanks, JP Sebas.